What is up, YouTube? JankyYGO here. My name is Michael, and today we have new support for the Reptilianne archetype. So, if you don't know what the Reptilianne archetype is, they're a deck that came out in the 5Ds era that centered around reptile monsters, making your opponent's attack 0. So, and they were used by someone in the anime. I don't remember her name, but anyway, let's just jump into it with the first card called Reptilianne Nyaminy. It's a level 2 dark reptile effect monster. 200 attack, 0 defense. Its first and second effect are once per turn and only once that turn, so meaning you have to choose which one of these effects you want. But during the main phase, if you control a reptile monster, or if you have a reptile monster in your graveyard, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls and change its attack to 0. If your opponent controls a 0 attack, or a monster with 0 attack, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. This card is very, very good for the deck, because while the deck centered around wanting your opponent's monsters to have 0 attack, believe it or not, they actually didn't have a good way to do that. They had to, like their best card relied on them attacking into this this level 1 monster with 0 attack and 0 defense that, couldn't be destroyed by battle. But, and then their second one is a 1 tribute where you can send a card from your hand to the graveyard to make something 0. Those were the two best ones, and that kind of sucked. This is much better. You can just ditch it, make their 0, and then start getting your effects off, because that's what they want, is they want their effects and all like that. And they do have a link monster too that does something similar, where you ditch a card, its attack becomes 0. This is a very good card for the deck. It's kind of sad it's not a tuner, because they do synchro summon, or they do have synchros, and it's summoning itself back would be great. Also, I don't think it needed the whole both effects to be where you get to choose. This deck is low power unless they give us a bunch of new cards to where we don't even have to play the old cards at all. But overall, definitely a good card for the deck. Maybe I'll try playing it once this new support is on, the online simulators. Next up, Reptilianne Coatl. So it's a level 4 dark reptile tuner effect with 1400 attack and 1000 defense. Its first effect is a hard once per turn. If you control a dark reptile monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can special summon reptilian monsters from your hand up to the number of monsters with 0 attack your opponent controls. If this card is used as synchro material for a reptile monster, you can treat it as a non-tuner monster. Wow. This card's very good. This card's the best card in their archetype. It does almost everything you want. It summons out a bunch of monsters. It summons itself. It does everything. And it combos well with the first card. You ditch the first card. Maybe you have a handful of reptile monsters, right? You have let's say you have 5 reptilian monsters, right? You use the first one. Use this card's effect right here to get the old make one of your opponent's monsters 0. So you have 5 cards left. You normal summon 1. You special summon this, and then you get special summon another. So you get 3 monsters on the field for committing your normal summon and using this. That's really good. I think this card is definitely a 3-of in the archetype. So is the other card. These 2 cards are definitely 3-ofs for you Reptilianne fans. Great, great support. And next we have a synchro monster called Melusine. Probably butchered that name. It's a level 8 dark reptile synchro effect monster With 2500 attack and 2800 defense, it requires a reptile tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters. Its second effect is a hard once per chain. Or no, it's a second once per chain. Okay. So, if this card is synchro summoned using only reptile monsters, it cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. That's pretty good. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can target one face-up monster they control, change its attack to 0. If this synchro summon card you control is sent to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can add one reptile monster from your deck to your hand. This card is also very good. This is like a better boss monster than their old synchro was. I'm pretty sure like their old synchro like was like a might have been like a level 6 or something like that. That just kind of like I don't remember what it does. I'll be perfectly honest. It's been a long time since I read a lot of their reptile cards, but this card is very good. It's a once per chain as well. So anytime your opponent activates effects, you can make their attack 0, and that's very, very good. This card does almost everything you want in a boss monster. It protects itself. It makes your opponent's thing 0. The only thing it doesn't do is negate effects, but maybe we have other cards down the line that do that. We still have more support to talk about, and this also replaces itself if they do manage to get rid of it. Very, very good card, but moving on to Reptilianne Lamification. It's a normal spell card, and it states that you can only activate one of this card's name per turn, and it has the following effect. You can send a card from your graveyard to your hand, and choose 2 of these effects. You cannot choose the same effect twice, and you resolve them in order, skipping the one not chosen. So, you can add a reptilian monster from your deck to your hand, you can add a reptilian spell from your deck to your hand except for itself, or you can change the attack of one face-up monster your opponent controls to 0. So this is also very, very good support. It is a search card for the deck, and it sets up for the level 2, throwing it in the graveyard. So you can add one, and you can make your opponent 0 if you need to, or you can add another reptilian spell or trap card, which we have more to talk about, as I can see down here. As you can see right down here, we have at least another spell card to talk about. Assuming these are all reptilian cards, of course. But this is another 3 of in the deck. The best part about reptilians is that they are darks as well as reptiles. And with all the support is so you get Lord Darkness, you get you get this new card, and you get these new supports. And overall, this deck is kind of coming together pretty well. But yeah, definitely a very good card for the archetype. And it's another 3 of for sure. Next up is a field spell. And it's the last card too. So, Reptilianne Recoil. It's their field spell, and you can only use the first and second effects of this card once per turn. So, target one monster you control with 0 attack and one dark reptile monster in your graveyard. Destroy the first, and if you do, you special summon the second. If your opponent activates a monster effect, you can target one face-up monster they control with 0 attack. Take control of that monster, then special summon a token to your opponent's field. Wow. Wow! That seems so annoying. This also works really well with the synchro, because they activate an effect, a monster effect. You make its thing 0. If they activate another one, you can take that one. You get the target. So the first activation of 0 isn't going to do anything, but after that you kind of get the ball rolling. So yeah, I think this card is also pretty good for the deck. I'm definitely interested in trying this deck with all this new support, because Reptilians I thought were cool, but they were always like really weak and didn't like have too much good support. It's just kind of a throwaway anime archetype that they made. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. You can tell me if you're excited for the new reptile for this Reptilianne arc support in the comment section below. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday, and if you want to send me any cool deck profiles or replays, my email is in the description. I would love to see them, and of course, and as always, have a wonderful day.